What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and welcome to another Old School Wednesday review. Today we're journeying to the Spyrius space theme and taking a look at their main base, which is the lunar launch site that's set 6959. It had 287 pieces, 3 minifigures, came out all the way back in 1994, and it retailed for the odd price of 36 USD. Now nowadays, this is going for 289 new or 97 used. The Spyrius theme has always had a special place for me, especially the Robo Guardian. I had that set as a kid. I didn't get this one until I was an adult, but it is pretty interesting. We're gonna take a look at its positives and its negatives as normal, but enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start us off, we'll begin by taking a look at the 2 smaller builds that are included in this set, which is this saucer-like looking ship along with this little rover. Really like these smaller builds. Screams Spyrius, which is what it's supposed to do. The saucer reminds me of I forget the number, but there is another smaller saucer that was just basically, it just included that one smaller ship. This one kind of looks like that, although it's included in a much larger set. This is, I'm not sure if this is larger than the Robo Guardian, but it's definitely up there. Now, to show you guys how this little rover works, it has pretty good drivability if you're a kid. And it does have a little control panel at the front there. Nothing too crazy. You can raise and lower this light. And then showing off the saucer a little bit more, has this nice control panel on the top, printed piece, and you can open it up like so, close it up. Again, you can move this light up and down just like the rover. But yeah, that pretty well does the smaller sets that are included. Let's now take a look at the meat of the set. And here it is. So we'll give you guys a 360 view. We did put the vehicles back on the lunar base just because, well, I'll show you guys how it kind of works. It's not quite features, but the rover is sort of a feature. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Love this base plate. Printing on it's just so great. Let's now break it down area by area. And the first location we'll take a look at a little bit closer is just this little landing pad. So it very nicely holds the little ship in there quite sturdily. You can't quite move it. And let's get into the rocket, or nuclear weapon as I like to say. Now if you notice, they have this little arrow piece right here, and what you can kind of do with it is if you open it up like so and pull this out, the rocket opens up just like that. Show you guys the interior a little bit more. And you'll notice it has this massive rocket. Now it does look like a nuclear bomb. These guys are at odds with Unitron as well as Explorines, so it makes sense. And yeah, I think that's a really cool little feature. Close it up like so, and the rock mass is hidden once again. Now getting into the main area of the base, this does have a little, I don't know if you want to call it a feature for the rover, but I kind of view it like that. So if you pull this, let's have it right against it, pull it out. So you can run down the little rover. Since there's a bit of a slant there, I thought that would have been fun if you were a kid. And then taking a look at the back of the base will give you a little bit more of a bird's eye view. So as you can see, there is the satellite or the antenna at the top, and then you can access it by just literally pushing this open. What I liked about this is you can see the Android through the window. And there isn't much going on in there, just a control panel and whatnot. This is a sticker, unfortunately, but it is the only sticker that's in this entire set. The rest is all printed pieces. And what the space theme was kind of all about was these modules, and they kind of powered their bases, powered their vehicles, and I'm going to show off one of them right now. So you'll notice right here, this is another printed piece, and you can open it up. It's sort of like a safe, just like so, and inside is another one of those power modules. So it's just creative. It's kind of what everything is powered off of, kind of like the Aquazone theme and how they were after crystals. These guys were after, or they needed their modules basically to power everything. And that pretty well does the base. Definitely gives me 90s space vibes, classic space with that big base plate. Let's now take a look at the minifigures. And now we've come to the minifigure segment, and right here we have every single Spyrius minifigure from that theme. So you get the android on the far right, the Spyrius chief, and the Spyrius crew member. What I love about the chief is check out this helmet printing. Always loved it when LEGO's done that, especially with these 90s space sets. We also got face printing or helmet printing on the Unitron theme, as well as a couple others, the UFO theme, and it's just a nice little difference. Now they don't have any back torso printing, back face printing, none of that. That didn't really exist in the 90s. The 90s were the perfect mix of simplicity along with detail in my books, just because they have unique face printing. Some of them even have leg printing like the android, but they don't have back torso printing or any of that. So they're just a good mix, I'd say. Now you can raise the visors to access, I guess, his face if you want to make it like he can breathe. He doesn't need his oxygen because he's out in space. And we'll show off the crew members' face printing a little bit more as well, along with the android. This was quite unique for the 90s to have leg printing, and he's probably my favorite android. I do like the android from the Exploring theme as well. Overall, love these 90s minifigures. Again, they're just a great mix of being detailed but not overly detailed, as much as I do like detail. And the modern minifigures, I still have a soft spot for the minifigures that are done in this fashion, let's say. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. This, in my opinion, is what classic space is all about. You get an awesome big base plate. You get one of those big windows that makes up the main part of the base. It is a little bit open, but that does allow a little bit more area for playability, so you can get your fingers in there if you're a kid, you know, walk the minifigure around, whatever you want to do. As far as the rock enclosure coming apart, revealing what I think is a nuclear weapon, I think that's hilarious. I mean, they were at odds with the Exploring theme along with the Unitron theme, so it makes sense that they're packing. You also get two really cool looking little vehicles, the little spaceship along with the little rover. In my books, this definitely gets a thumbs up. I think that this encompasses what space is all about. And when you just look at it, you can tell this is somewhere on some moon or some planet, and it just gives you extreme space vibes. But let me know what you guys think about this one. If you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. Always interested to hear your guys' take. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, especially if you like older sets. We do one of them pretty well, or I should say twice a month. And yeah, click that bell so you're notified for any future old school reviews. But that pretty well does the video again. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.